guaranteed, also making him the first non-quarterback offensive player to sign for 100 M's. Everybody's chiming in, and I just want to say, like, it's time, right? What do you guys think? Like, we're looking at the missing 6. Now we're down to missing 5. Hey, it's time. What you guys tell me what's going on.
You know, I'm looking at his Twitter handle right there. We always have a lot of fun with Can't Guard Mike. It's a pretty incredible thing that a guy, a second-round pick, came into the league and called himself on social media Can't Guard Mike. I mean, that is an incredibly confident, arrogant thing that cornerbacks could spit out, and now he's the highest paid receiver of all time. Incredible. What's up, Badger?
Earn yours.
Honey Badger, great follow, and he did earn it. Schrager, what do you think?
It's good, everyone. I mean, this is Darren Lee, who obviously was with the Jets for many years and then is moving on to the Chiefs, but earn it, run it up, bro. When you're a teammate from college, which Darren Lee is, you probably have a lot of connection. There's so many of those Ohio State guys in the league right now, and it's good to see Mike Thomas get one. But his teammate, Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback, was a first-round pick. He's probably going to be up next as well. So the Saints have a lot of young guys, $100 million into a wide receiver, very, very well-deserved. Is that the best salary cap-wise that you could do? Well, that could be debated another year.
You know, we usually see this with quarterbacks, a quarterback coming in and resetting the bar. We've been familiar with that for as long as I can remember. It's not often that you see a wide receiver reset the bar to this extent. And now all of these young wideouts that might be up for contracts, guys that are sitting there waiting, the Amari Coopers, the Tyreek Hills, they're sitting back saying, thank you, Michael Thomas. We appreciate the fact that you just reset the bar, making yourself the highest paid wide receiver, non-quarterback offensive skill player to get that $100 million mark. That right there is going to make a lot of individuals kind of shoot for the stars when it comes to how much money they can make in the league.
He's 26. He's entering just his 4th season. Julio Jones wants a new contract. Does Julio Jones make more than this? And does Julio Jones take a cent less than this? Do you think Julio could look in the mirror knowing that Mike Thomas just signed a new deal and makes more than him if he gets a new... Like, does this put Julio in a different box? He showed up to camp. Mr. Blank's going to take care of me. If you're Julio Jones, with what you've accomplished and you still feel like you've got many years left in your... Do you demand a cent more than Mike Thomas, or is this irrelevant to what you're looking for?
Well, I mean, especially since Julio's talking now, like, those guys aren't in the same boat as me. No, I mean, this could be a huge wild card in the Julio thing. My mind just keeps going to, there's a star player who's in Mexico right now who's a league rushing champion. What do you want from me? I'm Zeke Elliott. I can't get a deal, and Michael Thomas is some wide receiver on the Saints. I'm getting really pissed off if I'm Zeke, too. I mean, this is shockwaves.
Yes, we've got missing 5 now, right? 1, we had a little shrine situation there. 5 guys still holding out. One of them we find with the Texans. We are, of course, live with the Browns and the Vikings. A couple wide receivers will join our show, and we'll get their reactions. Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen on what happened with Michael Thomas today. It's a very exciting morning in the NFL. Daniel Jeremiah is with us, though, in Houston to give us the goods on everything that's going on. And what can you tell us about this Michael Thomas development before we get into Jadeveon Clowney?
Well, I think it's interesting to see this deal get done, and I actually like the deal from the Saints' perspective because as an evaluator, as somebody in a personnel department, you're looking at how could this thing go wrong, and the things you'd worry about a wide receiver. Number one, is he based purely off speed? So maybe he loses a step, and then you don't have the value of the contract. Is he going to get hurt? Is he going to be durable? You don't worry about those things with Michael Thomas. He relies on route running. He's physical. He stays healthy, and he's got good character as well. So to me, there was nothing to stop the Saints from making this type of investment.
DJ, we're celebrating today. It's a great moment for a great player, and we crossed him off the list of the 6-star players we're holding out. But I see Houston, Texas at the bottom of the screen there, of course. What is the latest on Jadeveon Clowney? Because he's one of the 5 remaining. What do you got?
Yeah, nothing new here, Kyle. There's just nothing new on Jadeveon Clowney. It's really just a matter of time when he decides he wants to come in and join this football team. You know, talking to people around the facility today, they're anxious to get him back here. They're excited about plugging him back into this team. Team coming off a divisional championship that I feel like is the least discussed team in this entire division. So he's going to get here eventually. He'll be plugged right back in, and they'll be happy to have him. But it is interesting in my brief time here today. You get the sense, man, this is a team that's got a little bit of an edge to them. Nobody's talking about a team that won a lot of football games and was in the postseason last year.
That's true, and we have big expectations for them to finally make it a little bit further in the playoffs. I got to ask you about Deshaun Watson and what you expect to see. What are you looking for from him, from the rest of the offense for the Texans at training camp today, where you clearly have some air conditioning, and I'm very happy for you.
Kay, it is so nice. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I feel like my day is... The only person that's having a better day than me is Julio Jones, okay? That's all I'm going to say. It's air-conditioned. It feels wonderful inside this bubble. But, look, Deshaun Watson, it's interesting because when I watched him over the summer, I'm like, man, this guy continues just to get better. Over 4,000 yards passing, over 500 yards rushing. You know about what you get from him from a leadership and character standpoint, off the charts. I just feel like when you look around the league and you have a Baker Mayfield getting a lot of hype and attention, Kyler Murray coming to the league has gathered a lot of hype and attention. Even Trubisky, all this talk about Trubisky as an MVP candidate, nobody's talking about Deshaun Watson. And when you have a healthy Will Fuller to go along with what I think is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, and Hopkins, this is going to be a huge year for him. The one thing that you worry about is that offensive line. So today at practice, I'm going to keep an eye on these 2 rookie draft picks they had, and Titus Howard and Max Sharping, getting some work in at the guard position so far. If they play better up front, Kay, I really love this Houston Texans football team.
DJ, one last question, because I know you are a former front office executive. You were a scout with the Ravens, the Browns, had time with the Eagles. Very interesting offseason front office-wise for the Houston Texans, firing Brian Gaine, their GM, midway through the offseason, not replacing him with a new hire, but kind of going with a GM by committee. You're there on the ground. You know everyone in the league. Does it seem to matter at all, or they've already moved on and they're just fine there in Houston?
Well, I'm looking forward to talking to some people today, Shregs, and getting some more information about how it works, how does it function, because a lot of people around the league scratched their head a little bit and said, okay, how is this thing going to work? You know, look, if you're trying to get some business done with the Houston Texans, who do you talk to, who do you call? So I'm going to have a better answer for you after I spend some more time out here today, but it is a very unique situation here with the Texans front office. But again, I'm anxious to see this football team on the field, because I do think, I don't know, you guys tell me, is there a team that's talked about less with more talent than the Houston Texans?
That's a good point.
Well said by Daniel Jeremiah, and we were looking forward to some of those answers on Inside Training Camp Live, especially about the front office, those offensive linemen, protecting their quarterback who was sacked 62 times last year, and maybe giving DeAndre Hopkins a little help out there with a healthy Will Fuller and Kiki Kute. Appreciate you. DJ, we'll talk to you in a bit. Enjoy the air conditioning. I have a feeling it won't last that long for him. He's going to have to go outside at some point. Guys, we're all over the place.
Where we going?
Saints, Metairie,
Okay.
Can't Guard Mike will probably show up imminently as he signs his $100 million deal. ITC is live with the Browns and the Vikings. Denzel Ward joining the show. John Dorsey. Greedy!
Hey.
Greedy's going to sit down with our reporters as well. We will visit with the Browns in training camp, and an apology issue from Le'Veon Bell.
Really?
Yeah, that's good. I respect
I wanted him to make a rap song about it.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
He is into it. When people tweet him and rap stuff, he likes to retweet it.
Really into it. What do you think about this?